Let's talk about the state of the border infrastructure in India. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today inaugurated 125, or actually dedicated to the nation, 125 strategic border infrastructure projects, the biggest in one go by the Border Roads Organization. To talk about that, I'm joined by Lieutenant General retired Rajiv Chaudhary. He's a former Director General of the Border Roads under the Ministry of Defence. Thank you, General Chaudhary, for joining me on the show. First of all, let me congratulate you for, what is BRO's, your previous organization or your former organization's single largest day, projects dedicated to the nation. The BRO has been doing really well. I think in the past 2 years alone, 365 projects executed by the BRO in various states, bordering states. First of all, give us a sense of how important are these projects from a strategic point of view that the Raksha Mantri today dedicated to the nation?
Thank you, Amrit. Firstly, these projects are very, very important, especially in the backdrop of last 5 years. The BRO has accelerated its work all along the LAC. And most of these projects, 125, which have been inaugurated by Honorable Raksha Mantri, including 28 roads, 93 bridges, and one tunnel on DS-DBO road, they are concentrated in Ladakh and Arunachal, and of course in the central sector, across 7 states and 2 UTs. So they are strengthening our security metrics all along the LAC, taking the last mile connectivity as close to the LAC as possible.
Okay. And if we were to talk about, the challenges in, executing these projects, what are the challenges that the BRO faces?
Most important challenge what we face, especially now when we are connecting all across the LAC, is the climate, because we are working in -30, -40 degrees in Ladakh, and of course in Arunachal there's a lot of rains. So that's harshest of the climate we are facing, and the terrain. Especially in Ladakh, most of our projects are happening above 14,000 feet. So you can understand the human capability and the machines efficiency also reduces at those kind of heights. So we have to keep the workforce all along motivated, and infuse a lot of new technological projects, new machines to accelerate our work.
Okay. All right. Now, General, let me ask you, what is the state of our country's border infrastructure really, given our requirements, given our security requirements?
Now, that is a very good question. If you, I go back to Galwan. Post Galwan, pre-Galwan, the infrastructure was not as strong as it should be. But post Galwan, there has been a lot of focus, and there has been a lot of support in funding and in terms of machines, equipment being given to BRO to bridge that gap which was existing. In fact, I must say road head differential which was there all along the LAC with the adversary. And due to this support of the government, we have been able to bridge that gap and been able to move forward the security metrics, and which has helped us, I'll say, in bringing China on the table. Because after all, China also understood with this kind of extension, strategic extension, which was being rendered to our security forces, especially to the Air Force and Army, in terms of projection across LAC if anything happens, that would not be handleable by China. So BRO has played a very silent and crucial role in normalization of the relations, apart from, of course, diplomatic and military initiatives which have been taken during last few years post Galwan.
Okay. For my viewers, of course, the BRO is doing a great job in, bridging that gap that which you admit exists between India and China when it comes to border infrastructure, and especially post 2020, post Galwan. the accelerated pace of executing projects, and the way it's integrating the latest indigenous technology, say the bridge technology. What is it called? The C-70 class bridges?
These are Class 70 modular bridges being made by GRSE under Atmanirbhar initiative by Honorable Prime Minister. Now, I must also tell you these specifications of these bridges, the similar bridges which are being imported earlier, these cost 1/3 of that cost which were being imported earlier. So we have really, and the rate at which GRSE has produced these bridges, 60 bridges of such specifications have already been laid all across the LAC.
Okay. So that's something commendable. But for my viewers, as I was saying, let me put it in perspective. As of the 2022 data that I have, China has approximately 120,000 kilometers of road in the border areas as compared to India's 1,435 kilometers of completed border roads in the which are, and many of them are in the initial phases of developmental plans. How does the BRO intend to bridge this gap so that if not a parity, but you can be at least in a position where you can come and talk to them, if not on an equal footing, but bring some kind of parity?
No, first I must also enhance the confidence of the viewers and people who are watching. It is not as bad as we have been talking and thinking about it. It was, yes, not at parity, but we were lacking the last mile connectivity to the platoon and the section post. But today, I must tell you, we are reaching, especially in Ladakh, Arunachal and central sector, as close forward as China has been there all along. Because our strategic thinking was slightly regressive pre 2014, I must say, that government has been thinking that this buffer zone should be left and nothing should be built there because it may be used in case of any aggression by China against us. So that thinking, the mind block has been broken and the thinking has changed.
Oh, you are, General, may I interrupt you? Are you saying that the Indians did not build their border roads thinking if there is a Chinese aggression, the Chinese troops will use our roads and our infrastructure to our disadvantage? Are you saying that was the thinking?
Yes, that was the thinking, and it was stated by then Defense Minister Mr. Anthony in the Parliament. That why there was a question that why we are not building roads as far forward as China has been making to the LAC. So this was stated in Parliament that we are not doing that because if we develop the roads, this can be used by China. So that was. There was a fear psychosis in higher hierarchy.
So has that approach changed now?
Absolutely. That's why we are there, wherever we have to be there, and that's why the funding has been there, the equipment and all kind of support. Everything is being done on mission mode.
Okay.
Today, the projects are selected with lot of care by Army, and a lot of discussions happen which road to be made because of doing tactical level and operational studies all along the LAC. So that is been taken care of by Army, and BRO is doing the needful.
Okay. General, what gives you the confidence to give the viewer a confidence saying things are not as bad? I just listed out as of 2020 the difference in road length, be it railroad heads, be it airfields, forward airfields, landing airfields. There is just no match, isn't it?
I'll tell you, today we have, in last 5 years, today we have made 3 forward airfields, including Neoma. Neoma is one of the highest airfield in the world at 13,700 feet. Then Bagdogra and Barakpur, which has given a strategic advantage to our Air Force in the eastern sector and in Ladakh. So that is one. Secondly, there are 4 tunnels which have come up in last 5 years, where only 4 tunnels existed before Galwan in last 60 years. And the roads, if I talk about, approximately 4,000 kilometers of roads have been constructed in last 3 to 4 years. And the pace of roads, as it was told today also during that event, what would have been watched by a lot of viewers, that 1,250 kilometers roads have been built in this 1 year only. So we are going there, and I must tell you something, that we are working very aggressively and diligently on Shinkulla tunnel, which will connect us to the Jalskar region and to Leh thereon, which is going to be the highest tunnel in the world, which will break the record of Migla tunnel in China. And this is a moral advantage over the adversary. We have already made Umlingla road, and Migla has also been connected for the knowledge of viewers. Out of 15 passes, highest passes in the world, 12 passes are in the India. So, these kind of records, we have made 10 world records in last 3 to 4 years only. So we are going much ahead. If I may add to that, that in next 3 years, if the funding continues as it is today, we will be much ahead of China in the infrastructure development all along the LSE.
Okay, let's hope that happens. But the accelerated pace at which the border infrastructure is being built is an indication towards that. Many thanks, General Chaudhary, for being on the show and sharing your insights with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Imran. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.